Minecraft are back from their holiday week and we have a new preview for Bedrock to celebrate, and it includes something incredible. It's not the bundle, but it is something better looking, SSR. This is nothing to do with serotonin, but it might give you a bunch, and weirdly enough, the Minecraft changelog in-game shows a picture of this, but doesn't explain this any amount. So what is it? It's a new graphic setting which allows water to look this good, and also allows for reflections on basically any block to be more efficient. How, what, why, when? Let's answer all of that today, because hello, I'm xxpoggylitxx, and welcome back to another Minecraft update news video. And let's start with the brief history of how we got these shader style graphics in vanilla Minecraft, because this is something incredible that Minecraft has been working towards for a while. This is just the latest step in many, and what exactly is going on here? Well, long story short, Minecraft realized when they released the super duper graphics pack trailer in 2017 that people had their jaws on the floor. People had never seen anything like this before in vanilla Minecraft, and they really wanted to make it, but they realized they actually couldn't. The super duper graphics pack was impossible within the existing at the time rendering engine, and so they had to write an entirely new one from scratch. This was the Render Dragon. You get it? It's a rendering engine and it's called the Render Dragon. I think it's fun. And the Render Dragon has actually released into the base game, and so whether you're playing with any shaders or fun things on or off, this is something which will improve your graphics performance slightly, but most crucially it allows them to add other features on top of it, such as deferred rendering. This is the first and perhaps one of the most famous of all of them. Deferred rendering, it's a technique used to create realistic lighting effects, and it works by having multiple lighting passes by each light source. Instead of just assuming there are 3 light sources, so here is roughly what they should equal, you can have each light source, and indeed each light source multiple times, have lots of rays of light and have those bounce off different things, just like how light works in the real world. This is what creates the beautiful worlds that you can sometimes see, especially when you scale up the sun and other things like that, but it looks incredible, and they added to this with physical-based rendering, or physical-based lighting, which is basically a computer graphics technique which aims to make light interactive surfaces in a slightly more realistic way. Every single item, mob, particle, and block can have its own set of values applied in terms of how metallic it should be, how rough it should be, emissive it should be, and they can also have height maps and tone maps applied, and this allows every single block to feel different in the world. Some resource packs will use this to make grass reflective, which looks very cool if a little bit unsettling, but it means that every block doesn't just have to be a texture, but can have its own unique way that it interacts with the world, and so imagine combining that with the deferred rendering. Multiple light sources impacting multiple things at different angles leads to very, very interesting results. There are also height mappers and tone mappers and all sorts of other things that are used, but today is when they added screen space reflections. So I'm going to quickly enable those right now, because without screen space reflection, water can reflect objects, but it does so in a very inefficient way. It does so by reflecting the water will render what the world should look like from its perspective, which isn't necessarily the most convincing thing out there. It looks somewhat decent, but yeah, this is an old pack that has not used screen space reflections. Now let's, in fact, let me show you, this is xxpoggylitxx, who is one of the most on the cutting edge of working with shader style stuff and Bedrock. This is the pack that they made with no SSR turned on, as you can see. The water looks, I would say fine, but it just looks like water, right? There's nothing wrong, but there's nothing right about it. And now let's turn on 0.5.0, which includes a beta version of screen space reflections. This is a bit of a fiddly process because you're going to need to have the Minecraft preview or beta, then you need to turn on experimental features. Just the Render Dragon one should be fine, but if you feel like turning the rest on, why not? What's it going to do wrong to your world? And then finally, you need to go into resource packs and you need to have the latest version of it, and then if you want, you can play around with the settings in here. You can have some of these turned on, or all of them, or none of them. It's your choice entirely, but we'll be working with all of the latest beta features on, and now let's see what that water looks like instead. Oh, I'm excited. Oh my god, it is even better than I thought it would be. Look how good this water looks. Look how incredibly realistic it is. It almost feels wrong to do something like this to Minecraft, but honestly, I'm impressed at how this actually comes across. This is SSR, and my god, is this something to be appreciated. Look, me and the real Ocelot are both in agreement that that water is so good that we're scared and we're gonna run away. I'm pretty sure that's what we're signaling. But yeah, isn't this something incredible? The answer is, of course, yes. I'm gonna now put a lantern in there just to see how it deals with lighting. Oh, yeah. I feel like lighting is one of the true beauties of basically any pack that takes advantage of these features. But yeah, let's do a quick showcase and see what you can do within, again, base Minecraft. This isn't requiring any modifications, just downloading packs and add-ons. So let's add on the actions and stuff pack. This is currently not publicly available, as best I know, but you can in fact get it, and it is one of the most hyped packs I've ever seen for Bedrock. Oh my gosh. At what point have we stopped playing Minecraft and moved into entirely different realms altogether? But yeah, this is what you can do when you add these two things together. Actions and stuff is, of course, the pack, which allows you to have all sorts of custom animations for things like running, and this creates something which is like Realism Craft. A lot of people have been enjoying that recently, but to a whole other level, because this is in the preview where all sorts of additional graphics settings are available. I really like this on lots and lots of levels, but now I think it's worth looking around our world and doing some fun tests. Because what the heck? Oh, what? There's a sun that appears in front of my face when I hold a torch in my hand. Oh, why is that the case for soul torches and regular torches? I don't know what has caused this, but it is very funny. Oh, I'm guessing it's there so that you can have light that follows you around, maybe? Okay, I'm going to test that. Yeah, while it's nighttime... No, there's no good reason for this to be the case. I have no idea. But yeah, just to show you something fun, there are different colors of lights, and one of the fun things you can do is you can have these different colors all actually interact and sort of blend at different points. This isn't an SRS thing, it's just a SSR thing, I should say. It's just an absolutely beautiful thing in the meantime. And yeah, you can see how even in the dark, these reflections are looking pretty darn nice. I'm curious as to how just seeing, you know, like say a lantern underwater looks. I think pretty damn good, actually. Also, I do not like what those sheep are doing. But yeah, look at that. That is pretty damn incredible when you have no other light in the world. It's pure middle of the night. You can still see some tiny reflections on the water, making it look actually very realistic. But yeah, I'm here to see some daytime shots, maybe some sunrise shots of other parts of the world. So here's sunrise, looking very lovely. Here's noon with the maximum amount of light available to us. And here is sunset, which intriguingly looks very different because the sun is reflecting off the water from a different angle. Oh, I do not like the way that my arm is moving in first person. But yeah, as you can see, look at that. That is just something insane to see. That the water being able to actually make its own reflection and render that in real time creates a really nice addition to the world. The way the light is blending as it comes to the edge of the water too, it's something that is so incredible, so great to see. It's not just the jungle biome that looks good either. Here is a savanna biome with a stony shore. This is the ugliest biome in Minecraft, but it looks incredible with all of this on deferred rendering, physical based rendering, and also this SSR on it. All of these separate effects combined together create a Minecraft that is beautiful wherever in your world you are. Wait, you know what? Let's prove this to the utmost extreme. My point was meant to be about the desert well. But I just can't get over how silly it is when you fly around and creative with this turned on. Anyway, this is a desert well, and it is one of the very first structures in Minecraft. We have made fun of it many times, but honestly, with this lighting on it, looking pretty damn good. This is a desert temple, which weirdly has the block on it back. There's just a random sandstone block here again, but this is the desert temple, and as you can see, despite having the same early characteristics, it's looking incredible. Basically, anything you throw at this really does have an entire glow up, but I think in a way that is definitely less so than the rest of the world. I think there is an interesting thing about, these sorts of shader style effects, and that is the fact that they work so well on the vanilla terrain, they work so well on the world as it exists, and they start to fall apart when you see actual buildings, whether that's things that you've actually made in your own world, say like the Let's Play world or something. Oh, look at this, the villager walking around. Honestly, the animations from actions and stuff really are a big addition to this, but when you make Minecraft a lot more realistic, it's interesting that everything gets a huge boost from it in a way that is truly incredible to look at. Your shadow being real-time rendered and all these things are great to look at, but at the same time, I feel like there is a slight difference that this has on the things that you build. I feel like there is something to be said for that. That's a point for another time, I guess, but for now, I think it's just worth saying that these are some real beautiful options that I think a lot of people will enjoy in their world, but I think slightly less in the long term. That's a really interesting point that I'd love to test, and we'll probably be doing that on today's stream. But for now, to focus on the graphics and what came in this beta, they have added lots of new settings to your worlds, and these are new settings that people will be enjoying. However, here's the crucial thing. At this point you might be asking, with all of this beauty, which comes in all different shapes and forms, some of them are more palatable, some of them are more confusing, like why do you see random holes like this? Well, it's actually the clouds. That took me a little bit to realize. There's all sorts of weird things that will take some getting used to when you enjoy these extra things, and there are all sorts of beautiful scenes which people are going to love to use these for, and I'm sure will be very popular. But there is a crucial question at this point, which is, when can I enjoy this in my regular Minecraft? These style shaders are always described as vanilla Minecraft, but there is a slight asterisk on that, which is to say these are described as render dragon features for creators, and that means creators not in the sense of content creators, that I'm sure that's part of it too, but instead in the sense of people who create texture packs and add-ons deliberately inside of these updates. And so when will you be able to enjoy this in the base game just by hitting your semicolon key like this and turning it on and off? The answer is probably never. Even when Minecraft introduced the Super Duper Graphics Pack, it was going to be a paid add-on for the game that you'd get from the marketplace. There is never going to, there are going to be some improvements to the base game graphics, but the Minecraft style that you know and love is still going to be the Minecraft style. And so, although SSR will be in preview for a while, a lot of these deferred style settings are locked into the preview. Eventually it will come out of that, but it won't come out of that to be available for you and me to just play all of the time. Minecraft won't look like this by default anytime soon, but instead you'll be able to have packs that do that. Obviously there is a slight incentive in that things like Realism Craft are on the marketplace and you can choose to pay for these, but also it means that if you wanted to, you can download packs from outside the marketplace and you'll be able to enjoy them in your worlds. But it is very much designed for those things, and so why is Minecraft putting all the effort into making these? You might recall that Minecraft Java never puts a great deal of effort onto doing the same stuff, and the answer is how Minecraft Bedrock works. Unlike Java mods, where you're specifically modding the source code of the game and you're doing all sorts of messy things that require you to update it every single time, basically Minecraft Bedrock is trying to allow all these add-ons, all these mod-like content, all these texture pack style features like shaders to function within the game. They are designing the features and then giving individual texture pack creators the abilities to turn them on or to use them, or indeed questions like how reflective should a block of stone be are questions that individual texture creators have to use. And so this is Luminous Streams. It's probably one of the best ones. It's probably the one you'll see most often showcased for new features, because Poggy does a very great job at adding new stuff as soon as it comes out. And so there are decisions made in each of these packs which are interesting but aren't part of the vanilla game, such as the idea that copper ore glows, and this is because this is a decision from the pack maker. Poggy, very, very talented. It is a very, very good decision. I think maybe you could argue, or maybe you don't like it, but this isn't a base Minecraft change that's happening. It's just in the texture pack that that many people will be showing off to share this, and if you download it, just keep that in mind. There are some changes which are texture based, because fundamentally that's what all these features are being added to the game to allow to do. Minecraft have realized that one of the most successful things about their game is that people love to add onto it and to extend it and make their own things inside of it. So they're giving the next generation of Bedrock creators in terms of that stuff direct tools inside the game to be able to focus on the creative decision about how reflective glass should or shouldn't be. I prefer Poggy's decision that grass shouldn't be reflective, by the way. I think it looks a lot better. But they get to make these decisions for themselves for individual textures to make a more interesting texture pack, to make a more interesting resource pack or shader pack, and that is precisely what has happened here. And so, I guess the end conclusion of, when will this be coming out for Bedrock is it depends on what you mean by that. Chickens just look so funny. If you're wondering when it comes out of the beta and preview and into the base game, the answer is when it's done. That could be in time for the next minor monthly update, but even if it is, there is something more crucial than that, and that is the fact that the only way you can enjoy features like this is obviously by either downloading them or getting them on the marketplace, and that second option is the only one available for all console players, if you're on PlayStation, Switch, or on Xbox, and that means you need to wait for any map on the marketplace to utilize that, and that is something you cannot do until it leaves the experimental toggle. This is something which is currently the biggest limiting factor behind certain graphics availability for Minecraft console. If you want to enjoy super duper style graphics, you need to wait until they're no longer experimental, and so that is the crucial thing holding this back, and that is the reason why this new graphics update is always going to seem in the future. It's obviously not for the base game, as I think most people can predict, but the next layers of it is the fact that you have to wait for it not only to come out of preview and beta, not only to come out of the experimental toggle, but also for someone to implement it into their resource pack, shader pack, beautiful realism craft style pack, and then you need to download that, and then you can enjoy the actual end features from this, and that is something which is just crucial to remind people when showing off all of these beautiful things. And every time I spend any amount of moments inside of this, I have to say this is something that is nuts. It's something that's incredible. It's something that blows my mind, but it is something I want to be realistic about, because I know that these types of graphics appeal especially to a certain demographic, and a lot of those people who watch me are on the consoles, and that is the reason why I want to be responsible with this video and not just show you the beautiful things which Minecraft has added in this graphical update, but also be clear to you that when we say graphical update, this isn't something for vanilla. This isn't something that you'll be able to play with immediately too soon because of all those filters between you and actually getting your hands on it. And I know that the honesty of this is a little bit boring, and that's why it doesn't feature in every video about these things, but it's something that I want to be clear about if I'm going to make this video, because boy is it beautiful. I enjoy every single second of looking at it, but it is also something that's a little bit away if you're not playing in the preview, which I am right now, and definitely intend to do a fun stream inside of. But for now, I hope you found this video to be useful. If you are curious about the bundle and the other more minor features that will be coming in 1.20, 1.20, I would guess that it will be next week. I'm a little bit confused that Mojang's strategy of announce the feature, give no timeline, and then leave for a summer holiday, but that is what they've done. I would expect to see the early signs of that soon, but we've all been imagining that for a little bit now, so we're gonna have to just keep on waiting and hoping, and in the meantime, we can enjoy beautiful graphics like this salmon. Oh yeah, this is something special. Speaking of something special, thank you for watching this video. I hope that you are having as beautiful day as these graphics are in Minecraft, because I'll see you in the next one, okay? Have a good afternoon, because this should have come out yesterday, but it took Mojang like an extra 12 hours to release the preview for PC, which is crucial for where you actually can enjoy these things, but whatever. Have a good day. See you next time. Bye!